ACT authorities are preparing to battle the state's worst bushfire threat since the devastating fires of 2003. A state of emergency has been declared, and joining me live from Canberra is the Commissioner of their Emergency Services Agency, Georgeina Whelan. Georgeina, good morning, and what are the major threats today?
So the major threats today are the fact that the weather condition is really challenging. The fire continues to be active on all fire fronts, and it's now only 1.9 kilometres from the Tharwa village of the ACT.
The Orroral Valley fire is 24,000 hectares in size. Is it likely to jump containment lines and cross the New South Wales border?
The fire is now 30,000 hectares in size, and yes, it will jump containment lines and it will move into New South Wales.
What about the fact that this is being compared to the deadly fires of 2003? How are you and your team viewing that?
So our team are viewing it in that it is as equal a challenge as 2003. We've got to be very conscious of what occurred during that period. But the way my team feels is that they are much more prepared and certainly very, very aware of what's happening on the fire front.
And there's been a number of whole suburbs, this is my understanding, that have been evacuated down south. Is that correct?
We have rural properties that have been evacuated down south of the actual within the ACT, and we have been door knocking extensively in the southern suburbs of Canberra just to ensure our community is up to date and prepared should we have to evacuate.
Look, it's been a wretched and difficult summer and even longer going back into spring for many parts of Australia, including Canberra. The terrible smoke that the city has had to endure. We've seen a sporting fixture abandoned. How long do you expect this state of emergency to be in place?
The state of emergency will be in place for as long as we need to, so certainly during this period. And you are spot on, we've been hard at this since just after Christmas. We've had challenges, in fact, in terms of the threat of fire surrounding the ACT. We've had the largest storm in decades, and of course our firefighters have been fighting up and down Australia in support of our colleagues since August. So it's been a long campaign, and we're in for a longer campaign now.
And what's your advice to residents of Canberra and surrounding areas?
Our advice to our residents is keep doing what you've been doing so far. Keep up to date, be alert, not alarmed, have your bushfire survival plan ready. And I can finally say, please say no to disaster tourism. It's just challenging for us. It's absolutely shocking and it's downright dangerous.
Well, let's outline that, because it's a big thing, and people going to places to take photos or to look at something, it's an absolute disgrace, and it's happening a lot. Can you just reinforce that and just tell us how difficult it makes working in that environment?
Having so many members come forward towards the fire for the sake of taking a photo, and in some cases have a picnic, is downright dangerous. It's preventing my firefighters from making a timely transition onto the fire ground. It's creating additional roadblocks that are absolutely unnecessary, and it's also exposing themselves to a fire. If you don't need to be in a particular area where there's a fire, then go home. We've got rural property holders who are working very hard to protect their properties. The last thing they need is a bunch of tourists on their property trying to take a photo of the devastation that's confronting them.